So this is a introduction to directors, our chapter 2. It's visible, no, the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can anybody please read for yourself now the paragraph, introduction. I should also have told this. And under doctrine of ultra vires also we were talking something about directors. 3 points we covered, something relating to directors. Yes. Can anyone tell me a brief introduction about directors? Who are the directors? What will they do?
Shareholders. Shareholders of the company.
We have already, I already told you all, company is an artificial person. It means it is not a natural person. We are natural person, we can do the work on our own. But as I said, company is an artificial person, it cannot manage on its own. So somebody should be there to manage the company. So who is that somebody who is managing the company? They are directors. They are directors. Now when we come to appointment of directors, Ansarma, we will see directors are appointed by so many people, like shareholders will appoint the directors, central government will appoint the directors. That we'll see it later. But usually among the shareholders, few will be elected as directors. We will see all that appointment. When I come to appointment, at that time I'll explain in detail. But right now, just under the introduction, we just remember that few of the shareholders, they will elect among themselves as one or two as directors. It means they are, remember we have seen under ultra wise answer, they are agents. Directors are considered as agents of the company. Because as I said, company is an artificial person, somebody should manage it. Means they're acting on behalf of the company. That's the reason they should always work on behalf of and for the benefit of the company. They are the elected representatives of the shareholders. Shareholders will be in lakhs. It means they are acting on behalf of. They are the elected representatives of the shareholders. Individually, each person will be called as director, and together they'll be called as what? Board of directors. You might have heard about the word BOD. BOD stands for Board of Directors. So as a group, they'll be called as Board of Directors. Individually, each person will be called as what? Director. So again, I'm repeating the introduction. As company is an artificial person created by law, it cannot manage on its own. So somebody should be there to manage the company. They will be the directors. And usually, directors, they'll be appointed by the shareholders. Shareholders only among themselves, few will be appointed as directors, and they'll be acting on behalf of the company. They should always work for the benefit and on behalf of the company. Individually, each one will be called as director, and together they'll be called as what? Board of Directors. This is a brief introduction. Now we'll come to the meaning. Yeah. Can anybody read out the meaning of directors? Yes. Meaning of director?
A director is a person who manages, controls, supervises, and directs the affairs of company.
Yeah, 4 words you need to remember, ma. Who is a director fellow? 4 words. He will manage the company, he will control the company, he will supervise the company, and he will direct the affairs of the company. Here, affairs means the day-to-day working of the company. I think the words are simple. The managing the company. What's the meaning of managing? Managing the day-to-day affairs. Controlling? Decision-making power. Controlling is nothing but decision-making power. Supervising? What's the meaning of supervising? He will supervise everything. Will he be a supervisor? Will he be called as a supervisor? Just because he's supervising? He will see that that everything is going on smoothly. He will see that all the rules and regulations are followed. He will see that Companies Act rules are followed. He will see that income tax rules are followed. He will see that profit and loss account and financial balance sheet are prepared on time. It's nothing but financial statements are prepared on time. He will supervise everything. And last one is he will direct. 4 words are there, no? In the meaning, 4 words are there. One is controlling, one is managing, one is controlling, decision-making power, managing affairs of the company, supervising that everything goes on smoothly, and direct. What's the meaning of directing? Giving instructions to the staff. Do like this, do like that. So these are the 4 words. So director is a person who will manage the company, will control the company, I mean to say having the decision-making power. He will supervise, he will see that everything goes on smoothly, all the rules are followed, and he will direct, he will give that, I mean to say controlling, like ordering, like you do this, you do that, who directs the affairs of the company. And let us see the definition as per Companies Act 2013. Old Act was 1956, but Old Act we will not follow, we will follow the new Act, that is 2013. So as per section 234, it's not 234, 2 subsection 34 of Companies Act 2013. Anybody may read out definition of director? One line only. What is the definition of director? A director is a director. A director is a person who is appointed to the board of the company. Obviously, when a director fellow, when a person becomes director of the company, he'll become one of the board of directors. He'll become one among the group. So that is what the definition is saying. So when I talk about definition, actually it includes both meaning as well as the actual definition. Director is a person who will manage. 4 words you should remember: manage, control, supervise, and directing. And once he joins the company, he'll be part of the board of directors. He'll be one among the group. That's the reason. What is the definition? Director is a person appointed to the board of the company. So when he's appointed, he'll become one of the board members. Now I will not scroll down. Let me test your general knowledge. Yeah. A company can have how many directors? Any guess?
12, I guess.
Minimum. Tell me like this one. Let's take like this. Private company, minimum how many directors? Maximum how many directors? Public company, minimum how many directors? Maximum how many directors? First tell me minimum. Private company. Any guess? Minimum how many private company directors should be there? Make a guess. I'll tell you whether it's right or wrong. Any guess? Minimum how many private company?
Minimum 2.
Yeah, exactly. Minimum 2. Private. Remember this number, you should not add your own number. Minimum is 2. Private company minimum they should have 2 directors. What about public company, minimum?
3.
3. Exactly. Very good. 2. Remember, private company minimum 2, public company minimum 3. So minimum is done, 2 and 3. What about maximum number?
15.
15.
Is it for private company or public company? 15 is right only, but is it for both or is it for one?
Private, ma'am.
Private, okay. Private is maximum 15. Then what about public? Any guess?
Unlimited maximum.
Unlimited. It can't be like shareholders, no ma. Public company shareholders will be unlimited. So if suppose example I'm saying, if for a company 1 lakh shareholders are there, obviously 1 lakh directors will not be there, na?
So 200.
200, no.
100.
No, it will be 15 only. Private company, public company, maximum 15. So remember, minimum 2 private company, public company minimum 3, maximum for both it is 15, 1-5. Remember this, 1-5. Now my next question is, suppose if the company is very big, company has got many branches. Obviously for 15 people, it's very difficult to manage the entire company with so many branches. So my question is, can any company increase the maximum number above 15 directors? Is companies are giving them any sort of permission?
When there is a set off limit, we can't extend the limit from that.
So you mean to say it can't be increased? More than 15 a company can't have?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so company can't have. Any other answer, ma? But for the 15 people, ma, how it is possible to manage such a big company with so many branches? Workload will be more, na?
They can hire professionals.
Okay. Hire professionals means again you should be very. You have to use the word correctly. Professional means you mean to say CS, huh?
Managers.
Manager will be different. Director will be different.
Appoint a
You can't
CEO.
appoint a what?
CEO, ma'am. Chief
CEO.
Executive
No.
Officer.
Each one will have a different role. CEO will be different. Manager will be different. MD will be different. You should not get confused with. Don't think that all are same. Directors are totally different. Board of directors are totally different. Each one will have their one role. So can the company have more than 15 directors? Now listen to the rule. Companies Act 2013 is giving us a provision where, is giving us a facility where a company can have more than 15 directors, but majority of the shareholders must give permission for that in the annual general meeting. I said, Mama, every year annual general meeting will be there. So majority of the shareholders should agree for that. Agree for what? A company to have more than 15 directors. So when I said, Ma'am, majority of the directors must agree, you may ask me, ma'am, majority means how much percentage of shareholders must agree? It is 75%. If 75% of the shareholders say yes, now my proposal will be made in the meeting. A proposal will be made in the meeting. Shall we have more than 15 directors? Maybe 2 directors extra. So 75, voting will take place. All that I'll tell you in unit 4, how decisions will be taken. But right now, you just remember. So when a proposal is made in the meeting, shall we have more than 15 directors? Shall we appoint 3 extra directors? So 75, voting will take place. So 75, suppose you think in a meeting, 100 shareholders have come. So out of 100 shareholders, if 75 shareholders say yes, then decision will be taken. Then a company can have more than 15 directors. So you know, what is the decision called as when 75% of the shareholders agree? That is called as special resolution. Remember this word. Anyhow, we'll come across this in our next unit 4. Our unit 4 name is meetings and resolutions. Resolution is nothing but a decision taken in the meeting. So why the word special has come? So special resolution means a decision taken with 75% majority of shareholders. Obviously, my normal elections also, normal elections will be there, every 5 years. State legislative elections as well as central level elections. So whoever gets majority of the votes, he only will become MLA and MP, Here also same thing. So a company can have, remember, a company can have more than 15 directors, but majority of the shareholders must agree for that. So how much is the majority? 75% of the shareholders. So 75% of the shareholders, if they say yes for the proposal, then a company can have more than 15 directors. Otherwise, maximum it will be 15 only. Now my next question. Actually, this next question, whatever I'm asking now, it was asked recently. Your seniors, they have written. And you know that question was asked for 12 marks. Such a small question. It was asked for 12 marks. And the question was, a company, a person, an individual person can be a director for how many companies at a time? Any guess? Please don't get confused. My first question was maximum how many directors a company can have. Now my next question is, a person can be a director for how many companies at a time? You think, I am there. I mean to say, like, for how many companies I can be a director simultaneously? Is it like I should be a director only one company at a time, or 2 companies at a time, or 3 companies? Shivam already gave the answer. Shivam is saying 20 companies at a time. At a time, I can be a director for 20
Yes, ma'am,
companies.
that's correct.
Shivam is right, or any other
Yes,
answer?
ma'am.
Yes.
Public it is 10, ma'am.
So it's right only the answer. The answer is absolutely right. The answer is absolutely right. A person can be a director for 20 companies at a time.
We discussed this earlier, ma'am, and we were
Out
calculating a
of that,
director's income. That's why we already know.
but out of that, one point is it should not be more than 10 public limited companies, not more than 10. At a time, he can be a director for 20. And one more thing, man, directors means don't think, man, 24/7 or maybe from, it's not a 9 hours job for them. They will be there only to take the important decisions. All the groundwork will be done by CAs, CS and all, company secretaries, I mean to say cost accountant. Or they will be doing all the preparing the financial statement. Don't think directors will do. They are there only for taking important decisions. Now you think my company is in a problem. They have to use their knowledge. They have to use their skill. They should be able to solve the company's problem. There lies their talent. It's not for them 9 to 5 job, my directors. That's the reason, directors will not get salary. They will get share in the profits. Percentage. So you can know the importance, the importance of the role they play. They get the share in the profits, not salary, except whole-time director. We'll come to that later when I talk about appointment of directors. We have different types of directors. Except the whole-time director, he will get the salary. Remaining all, they'll be getting percentage. In profits, they'll be getting the percentage. It's not 9 to 5 job for them. They'll not be doing clerical job, sitting in front of papers, sitting in front of system, typing, all that. No, all that admin staff will do, or accounting staff will do. You'll have chief financial officer will be there, company secretary will be there, cost accountant will be there, chartered accountant will be there, and again staff will be there. They'll be doing all that. And director person only will be there only to take the important decisions. The 4 words: managing, controlling, supervising, directing. That's it. Only that they will do. But there only lies their talent. And so this one question, it was asked for 12 marks for your seniors. I mean to say, now your seniors are there in final year. Semester 4 they have written, like how you have written semester 2 exam. Similarly, they have written semester 4. Only this one question they asked, like about directors. Like a company can have how many directors at a time, and a person can be director for how many companies at a time. So this such a small paragraph. I'm showing the screen. This, this one. Only these 2 headings, maximum number of directors and this one. Only these 2 headings, they asked for 12 marks. So when I was dealing them with the important questions, I was telling them, you write the introduction, you write the meaning, you write the definition, then you write this maximum and minimum directors, then you write something about the qualification of directors also. In that way only you can expand the answer. No. Why? Because 3 lines you can't write for 15 marks. So that was totally an unexpected question. Even I too did not expect that this question will be asked. A person can be director for how many companies at a time? Please explain. That is what the question was given. Very answer, simple, 20 companies at a time. For that one line, he asked for 12 marks. So obviously, they have to write a little bit of introduction, meaning, definition. Then they have to write that number. Then they can write something about qualification, disqualification, because it will carry 12 marks. So this is all about the minimum and maximum number of directors. So now we are going on to the first essay answer. That is, we will see, very, very important. It is coming in your internal also, and it may come in external also. Explain the qualifications and disqualifications of directors. So we will simultaneously see at a time. First we will see disqualifications, then we'll come to qualifications, because the opposite of disqualifications will be qualifications. So before I go to disqualification, let me tell 2 points relating to qualification, then we'll come to disqualification answer, and the opposite of that will be qualification. So first I'm telling 2 important points of qualification. Let me ask you all, what should be the qualification to become a director? Is Companies Act giving us any rule, like this should be the qualification, that should be the qualification? Any rule is mentioned under Companies Act to become a director? Do you think they should have any sort of academic qualification? They should be CA, CS, CMA at a time, MBA, ICWA, 101 qualifications. Is it they should have to become a director? Any rule is mentioned anywhere? Companies Act is giving us any rule prescribing any sort of requirement or qualification to become a director? Any guess?
First of all, I think he should have shares in the company.
He should have. Okay, we'll come to that second point, ma. That is what I want to tell. But first, I'm talking about the qualification, academic qualification. Do you think Companies Act is telling us any sort of academic qualification? Huh? If that was the case, ma, think about father of Mukesh Ambani.
No, ma'am. I don't think.
Olden days, ma, many old people, they were the directors, they were the CEOs of the companies. They didn't have any sort of academic qualification, but still they are very successful. The Ambanis, whatever empire they are, rich empire they are enjoying, it is because of the efforts of their father only. Is it not? Their father only, he was the main person who started. So, do you think Companies Act is prescribing any sort of academic qualification? Now listen, there is no such rule, ma. There is no such rule that Companies Act is saying he should be MBA, should be a CA, should be CS. No way. Companies Act is not specifying any sort of academic qualification to become a director. But nowadays, ma, present companies, depending upon the present situation, because ma, to assess the financial statements of a company, at least little bit of qualification should be there. But nowadays, ma, 10th class person, nobody will be willing to take. But Companies Act, ma, is not prescribing any sort of qualification. If you have the talent to, having presence of mind, you'll say, no, how to handle the situation. That is why many companies in the olden days, old people, who have started the companies, that is how they survived. Having the presence of mind, how to tackle the situation, that is most important. Now, nowadays also, the jobs, now you take your seniors. This year, almost more than 20 students have been placed in Deloitte. Deloitte audit, salary is 5.55 lakhs per annum, their salary. Just being in the degree, they have not even finished off degree. And they have been given a facility where they can join the job after final year is done. So maybe MBA students also may not get that job. And usually companies, they'll prefer undergraduates only, though the qualification is less. It means there lies the talent. It doesn't matter about the qualification. My person may be highly qualified, but may not have the required knowledge. So company will see for your talent, the presence of mind. How will you handle the situation? That is most important. Now coming to the my second question. Do you think, ma, any rule is there that you think, ma, if I want to become director of a company, should I purchase shares of that particular company? Ma? Do you think I should buy some 10 shares, 20 shares of that particular company? Any rule is there?
No, ma'am.
No or yes?
No, ma'am.
I think yes, ma'am.
No or yes? Both the answers I got. Both the answers I got. Now listen carefully, ma. As per Companies Act 1956, listen carefully. As per Companies Act 1956, ma, a rule was there. What was the rule? Once I become director of a company, na, I should buy the shares of that particular company. Compulsorily, I have to buy. That is my qualification to become a director, or that is my qualification to continue as a director. But as per
That's why I said in starting.
Yes, that's what I said. That's correct only. But as per Companies Act 2013, ma, there is no such qualification. I mean to say there is no such compulsion that you have to buy the shares of that particular company. But if in the articles of the company, if it is mentioned that, yes, a direct, no, ma, every company will have its own articles of association. I said, na, two important documents of the company, memorandum and articles. But as per the Companies Act 2013, if any of the articles of the company, if it is mentioned that Yes, if a person once become a director, he should compulsorily buy shares of the company, then he must buy. Otherwise, it is not compulsory. Again, I'm repeating. Listen carefully. Academic qualification. Companies Act is not specifying any such sort of qualification. It is all depending upon the company whom they want to take. But the Companies Act is not specifying any of the academic qualification. Then, my second point is, when a person becomes a director, should he buy the shares of that company or not? That is a question. Answer is, as per Companies Act 1956, it was compulsory. Once a person becomes director of the company, within 2 months of his appointment, he should buy the shares of that particular company. That was a rule. But under Companies Act 2013, there is no such compulsion. He need not buy the shares of that particular company. But if in the articles of the company, so every company will have their own rules and regulations. But if in the articles of the company, if it is mentioned that, yes, once a person becomes a director, then he should buy the shares of the company, then the director must buy. I am talking about as per Companies Act 2013. Compulsion is not there, but if it is mentioned in the articles as a rule, now mind your prospectus, if it is mentioned in the prospectus, a student must have 75%, it means he should have. Similarly, as per Companies Act 2013, compulsion is not there. But if that particular company articles, if in the articles it is mentioned that he should buy shares of the company, then he must buy it. Now you may ask me a question. Ma'am, how much worth of shares he must buy? Any guess? How much worth of shares he must buy? Is it 10,000 worth of shares, 1 lakh worth of shares, or 5 lakhs worth of shares? How much worth of shares? Do you think Companies Act is telling us any amount, any value of the shares?
I think the company would decide that.
You mean to say there is no rule?
They may mention in their articles. I don't know.
No. I mean to say Companies Act rule is giving us. There is a rule as per 1956 and as per 2013. If it is mentioned in the articles, they should buy some worth of shares, not more than that. It is, listen, remember this, 5,000 worth of shares. Value, 5,000 worth of shares. Suppose, if the value of one share is 100 rupees, example I'm talking about. If the value of one share is 100 rupees, tell me how many shares he must buy? 100 into? I should get 5,000 amount. 100 into?
50.
50. 100 into 50. So he must buy 5,000 worth of shares. 5,000 worth of shares, not more than that. Worth, not number. Worth, value, rupees. If the value of one share is 100 rupees, 100 into 50 shares he must buy, it comes up to 5,000. Now you may ask me a question, ma'am, if the value of one share is 10,000 rupees, then how many shares he must buy? It is crossing more than 5,000 rupees now. Then in such case, how? If the value of one share is 10 rupees, then 10 into the number, so that it will come up to 5,000 rupees. But what will be the situation if the value of one share is 6,000 rupees? One share, man. Or if the value of one share is 7,000 rupees, or if the value of one share is 10,000 rupees, in such case, but the rule is it should not be more than rupees 5,000. Then in such case, now how many shares you must buy? If it is 100 rupees, 100 into 50. If it is 10 rupees, 10 into whatever is the number. But if the value of one share is 6,000 rupees, 7,000 rupees, 8,000 rupees, then how many shares he must buy? Any guess? He must buy only one share. Only one share. It means 10,000 into one share. So it will be 10,000 only. So suppose if the value of the shares is 100 rupees, 10 rupees, accordingly they can multiply, but it should not be more than rupees 5,000 I'm talking about. But if the value of one share, is above 5,000, like 6,000 rupees per share, 7,000 rupees per share, or 10,000 rupees per share, in such case, he should buy only one share. And you know that a special name is given to the shares purchased by directors. They are called as what? Qualification shares. Remember this word. That is a qualification to become a director. That's the reason a special name is given to the shares which are purchased by the director. That is called as what? Qualification shares. And within how much time he should buy? Within 2 months of his appointment. Now I'll open the paragraph. You can please go through this. Yeah. I don't know, it is coming in too. Now, please, everybody, please go through this.
Ma'am, how we can buy if the value of share is 8,000 or 6,000?
What, ma? How we can?
Buy if the value of share is 8,000 or 6,000.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Then in such case, we should buy only one share. Now we can't. Now example, if the value of one share is 6,000, only for the sake of director, we can't split the share. Na? We can't split the face value of the share. We cannot split the face value of the share. It's a nominal value fixed by the company. So that's the reason he must buy only one share, because it is crossing rupees 5,000. So any time if the value
pay only 5,000, ma'am.
Yeah, ma. The thing is, it is value to now. Example, if the value of one share is 100 rupees and the value is very small, 100 rupees, then 100 into 50, it has come up to 5,000 rupees. Because here the nominal value is only 100. If the nominal value is very 10 rupees, then 10 into the number so that you'll get 5,000 rupees. But I'm talking about a situation where the value of one share, that 5,000 rupees, it is shares into number of shares into the value. I mean to say 100 shares into 50. It will come up to 5,000. But when I'm talking about 6,000, it is per share, man. 6,000 per share, 7,000 per share. Like that he should do. Like that he should do. I mean to say if the value of one share is above 5,000, then he should buy only one share. Now, Hassan, you ask me, is it 3,000 per share? Huh? You mean to say, or is it 3,000 value?
3,000 value per share is same.
So in such case, yes. Is it value or is it one share?
One share.
Now, as he's saying, 3,000, it is 3,000 worth. If it is 3,000 worth, 3,000 worth is not applicable. It will not be applicable only. He should buy 5,000 worth of shares.
He is telling that if a value of one share is 3,000, how
share,
many
okay.
he should
If the
buy?
value of one share is 3,000, then 3,000 into 1 might is coming only up to 3,000. 3,000 into 1, it is coming up to only 3,000, but the value should be 5,000. Worth should be 5,000. Yes, then in such case, I mean to say he should buy one more share extra, because it should come at least 5,000 rupees value. But here 3,000 rupees one share. Maybe he should buy two shares, 3,000 or maybe into 2. Like that he can buy it.
Ma'am, but as you said before that companies MOU or AOU might be flexible. So the limit can be changed.
Flexible, I mean to say, it depends from company to company. It depends from company to company, but once it is mentioned in the articles, it should be followed.
So basically, the amount limit might also be deferred for companies.
No. That 5,000 amount is fixed by the Companies Act only. It will not differ. It will not differ that. So 2013, there is no such compulsion. He need not buy any shares at all. But if in the articles, if it is mentioned, then they have to buy it. Worth should be 5,000 only. That will not change. Now, can anybody tell me? So this is all okay. Please read for yourself, this one. And you see, suppose if a person after becoming director, I said within 2 months, he should buy the shares, and a separate name is given to the share, that is called as what? Qualification shares. And suppose if a person continues to act as director without buying the shares, you see how much fine he must pay? 5,500 rupees per day. That is a fine he must pay. Per day, he must pay 5,500 rupees to the company if he continues to act as director without buying the shares. I'm talking about as per Companies Act 1956. But as per Companies Act 2013, there is no compulsion. But if it is mentioned in the articles, they have to buy. But this rule will not change. That amount ka rule, it will not change. So this is about the qualification shares. So a special name might is given to the shares of purchased by director, that is called as what? Qualification shares. Now I'm asking you all, as per Companies Act 2013, which was not there in Companies Act 1956, what is an important qualification to become a director? As per 1956, qualification shares they should have. I'm talking about 2013. There is an important qualification to become a director. I'm not talking about academic qualification. Any guess? Any CS students? 2013, he should have an important qualification to become a director.
Nationality, ma'am.
Okay. He should be an Indian citizen. Okay. He should be an Indian citizen. Apart from that, I'll give one guess, ma'am. I'll just give one hint to you all. He should get one number, ma'am. He should get one number from central government. Once he becomes director of a company, he should apply to central government, and central government will give them one number. Can anybody tell me the name of that number? It is an 8-digit number.
Identification number.
Exactly. It's called as DIN number. DIN. Not RIN, DIN, DIN. Director Identification Number. It is an 8-digit number. So once a person becomes director of a company, as per Companies Act 2013, he must apply to central government to get this number. He must make an application to central government, and this number will be given to the director. Now you may ask me a question, ma'am. I said, a person can be a director for 20 companies at a time. So you mean to say one company, one DIN number, another company, another DIN number. Is it like that, or one DIN number only is applied for all the companies? What do you say? Within 1 month, this DIN number will be given by central government. Once he applies, within 1 month only, this number will be given. So is it applicable to all companies, lifelong? My question is, lifelong this number he can use, or one company, one number? It's like only once, ma. No. Only once. Lifelong you can have the number. It's same like your Aadhaar card, ma. PAN number, you have an Aadhaar card number. Now tell me my Aadhaar card number for house registration, one number. For vehicle registration, one number. Will you use like that? For going abroad, passport, one number. Will you use like that? Don't you think, ma, that Aadhaar card number will be there with you lifelong? Is it not? So remember in that way. It's called as DIN number, like how you are individually, how one person will have one Aadhaar card number in the same way. Or PAN card number. That is identity proof, na? Lifelong, that number only will continue. Similarly, DIN number also, lifelong, that number only it will be continued. So once the central government allots him that number will be continued lifelong. In how many ever companies he may join, he may retire also, and even if he joins a new company also, same number he can use. It's like a proof, it's like an ID proof. So this is a compulsory requirement as per Companies Act 2013. He should compulsorily obtain director identification number, which was not there in Companies Act 1956. Under Companies Act, qualification shares were there, which is not compulsory in 2013. But in 2013, the compulsory one is director identification number. If he doesn't apply to central government, there is a chance that he may be removed also. He will be disqualified. One of the disqualification is if he doesn't obtain director identification number from the central government. Now, how my Aadhaar card number, PAN card number is given by Government of India. Similarly, DIN number, director identification number also will be given by Government of India only, central government. Now we'll continue. The time got over.